One of the most deranged and unfortunately most influential MAGA influencers just got her way in a big way, and it could have an effect on you and your family, but on something small. It's just your health and well-being and whether you might die. So this involves Laura Loomer, a conspiracy theorist that apparently successfully browbeat Donald Trump into ejecting his prior pick for Surgeon General to go with someone even crazier, who Laura Loomer doesn't even seem to like, by the way. So I guess the only benefit coming out of this story is that she remains completely lacking in peace or happiness. But anyway, she tweeted about the prior Surgeon General saying, "We really need a new nominee. I know real Donald Trump likes people who go on TV for some weird reason I will never understand." I love the neg there. Says, "I still love him, but we can't have a pro-COVID vaccine Nepo appointee who is currently embroiled in a medical malpractice case and who didn't go to medical school in the US as the US Surgeon General." Why the only medical schools that count are the ones in the US, I don't know. She certainly doesn't explain it. She just assumes everyone reading this message is as wildly xenophobic and racist as she is. But also, like, okay, I don't know what their schooling is. Maybe it's bad. But the fact that it bothers her so much that they apparently took COVID seriously means that maybe this would have been much better if they'd stuck with her, but anyway, they didn't. So Laura Loomer continued saying she used her access to Fox News to promote the dangerous COVID vaccine, which is now killing millions of people. She tried to shame people who didn't take the vaccine by calling them global health threats because a lot of people refused to get vaccinated or wear masks or socially distance, got sick, got other people sick, and a lot of those people actually died. I know that she thinks that she can what about that by just implying that millions of people have died from the vaccine. That's not a thing. That's not a thing that actually happened. Laura Loomer, I apologize. But yeah, well, the issue is that the joke is on us because that nominee is now gone and has been replaced. She said, interesting, as of this morning, the prior Surgeon General nominee no longer has nominee for US Surgeon General in her Twitter bio. It was there before, perhaps she's out, and indeed she was. Okay, so let's turn now to, she got rid of that person. Who did we get? So this is Dr. Casey Means, and as media acknowledges, like many of President Donald Trump's nominees, his new pick for Surgeon General has not followed the typical career path for that position. So first of all, she is only 37 years old, which is not disqualifying, but that is pretty young for a person who's gonna be one of the main messengers about health to a country, but okay, fine. She is a wellness influencer that could be good, could be bad, leaning a little bit more bad, now drawing criticism over her support for controversial alternative medicine therapies and lack of qualifications. So in this case, she did actually earn an MD from Stanford. So that's good. I'm sure Brett will be excited about that. But she soon diverged from the traditional career path for doctors. First of all, after graduation, she was accepted into a residency for head and neck surgery, but dropped out before completion, which doesn't mean that she wasn't qualified, but it's not a great sign, particularly when you find out that her medical license is now inactive. So she got her doctoral degree, she went out to become a doctor, left it, and now basically is just an influencer who like posts about stuff and sells oils and creams and everything. And that's not the same thing as being a doctor. I don't think I should have to explain that to people, but like posting about the creams you sell on Instagram is not the same as being a doctor for decades and being up on the research and everything. Anyway, we'll give you some more details on her if I can get my thing to actually load. But as media alluded to, it's not the traditional path in terms of age, in terms of qualifications, in terms of the weird influencer stuff that she's done. It's a very different path. And so the FAQ section of her website states that Dr. Casey is no longer seeing patients and is not able to comment on specific medical conditions or provide any medical guidance. Okay, that's responsible at least. She admits that she can't do that, so that's good. But over the past few years, she's gained fame and influence within various wellness circles, including the Make America Healthy Again movement promoted by RFK Jr. And we learned in the press conference that Donald Trump did earlier this morning, it was RFK Jr.'s recommendation that led him to pick her. And so look, is it a good thing that Donald Trump is just again letting RFK Jr. run wild on health? You think Donald Trump looked into this woman? Like, you think he knows anything about her? No, because he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the bad advice. He doesn't care that this is both a massive opportunity cost of good advice that could be going out to make people healthier, safer, make their families better. But instead, God only knows what she's going to be advocating for, or maybe selling while she's Surgeon General if she actually gets picked. I will only say at the end to finalize this, Laura Loomer also doesn't seem happy with this pick, saying this is arguably witchcraft, which it's not, and that could be for anyone else hyperbole, but there's a very good chance that Laura Loomer believes in literal witchcraft, like actual magic and spells and everything, so I'm a little bit worried about that. That said, she's not happy with this person, says, this is honestly insane. I do not believe for 1 second that Donald Trump made this decision. I refuse to believe it. So a refusal to accept reality is very on brand for Laura Loomer, but I will caution her, if he didn't make it, who made it? I mean, I thought he was like the tough guy. He's the alpha making all the decisions. It's kind of seeming like he's a bit of a sleepy Joe. What did AutoPen make the decision? Who's actually the president if not Donald Trump? And so I don't know which of those she'll end up choosing, but at least she's not happy.